We are back. It is the Playmaker football betting show. I am Peter from Sheffield Shuffler. We got Garrett Kerman. What's up, Garrett?
I'm good, doing good, man. How you doing?
Pretty good, dude. Garrett got that fresh fade, dude. Looking faded, man. Got the beard, the side all trimmed up. Good to go.
I appreciate it, man. I gotta look good for our viewers, our fans. Gotta look fresh for us.
I'm with you, dude. If I had hair like you, I'd do it. But instead, I get hats.
I
So,
like it. I love your fits, man. I kind of enjoy every week trying to see what new fitted you got for us.
bro, I plan out my outfits. I know it sounds so girly or whatever, but I have to I plan out the outfits. All right, Philly's playing today. All right, now what color am I going to wear with the shirt, sweatshirt, whatever? I can't cross teams. So when they're not
Right?
playing, I might wear some Chicago stuff. Like I wore the Bears stuff on Monday night with like a
Nice.
Cubs hat. So it's all premeditated, man. This stuff just doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
I like it, bro. I mean, and your hat looks fresh as always. I mean, your fitted game is on point, so I give you props there.
Yeah, I mean, my hair is something that's not good. So that's why I got to get the hats, get the fresh hats. I do need a haircut, though, whatever's on top. Bro, I'm so close to shaving it off. How do you feel about that?
I mean, why not? Do something
That's what I'm
new.
saying.
Try it out, bro. Get the nice little fade with the trim and the
Bro,
beard. You'll look fresh, bro. Don't even sweat it, bro. Don't even sweat it. I'm telling you.
someone roasted me online and they said, yo, get that cotton candy off your head. I'm like, oh my God, that was so good. I've never heard that one before. I was like, it does look like cotton candy. Sorry, I'm just retweeting our stream from Playmaker Betting. So
Yes.
yeah, man. Excited for the weekend for some NFL action.
Oh, yeah.
Thursday night. Let me see here. We go. What are we doing here? We go right into our pick. We don't have a read, right?
No, well, I mean, we could talk about how all of our bets and all of our lines that we're getting from are from pointsbet.com, where all the
Let's
best lines that you're getting from, you're talking about, the best props out there.
the
PointsBet
breast
is where
props.
the breast, the
Every
breast,
booby.
every movie. But yeah, I mean, PointsBet is where it's at. You get you get I don't want to say risk free, but we got a lot of good good stuff going over there.
PointsBet. They said they want to encourage you to scan that QR code, register, and get up to $2,000 in free bets. I'm going to need those free bets this weekend. I don't know about you, but how sweet is technology? You just scan that right there. So for everyone watching on the computer, on your phone, whatever, screenshot, scan it. And you have, like I said, you're going to get up to $2,000 in free bets when you register. If you're going to use a code, use Playmaker as the code. Claim $2,000 in free bets. It's free money.
I mean, who doesn't love free money, right?
Bro, seriously. For real, though. We got Thursday night action. This might be the first Thursday night game that totally doesn't suck balls. What do you think?
We can only hope, right? I mean, the Bucks have been sucking balls as of late. Let's hope this is not one of those games. You're talking about the Bucks team,
and then Tom hasn't had his ball sucked.
Well, that is true,
Family troubles.
But hopefully we're gonna get a great game on Thursday night on a short week. Ravens, Bucks, we should see some type of fireworks.
I hope so. And I'm hoping to see it from the Baltimore Ravens, because in this one, I like the Ravens money line at plus 100. Give me even money here, because from what I've seen from both of these teams has been uninspiring, to say the least. But Baltimore is better in just about every statistical category besides passing yards. They have the 11th ranked offense and a terrible defense, as well as a bad passing game. This game will be the Ravens' 5th ranked rushing attack versus the Bucks 7th ranked defense and 6th ranked passing attack. So it's incredible to me that the Bucks rank almost dead last in the league in rushing, but Tom Brady can still have a top 6 passing offense. It's absolutely remarkable. Usually you need that run game to kind of balance your offense, but Baltimore are the ones putting up more points on average this season, and that's who I'm riding with here. Tampa couldn't score more than 22 points on the Panthers, on the Steelers, on the Falcons, on the Packers. So for me, give me the Ravens money line. I think they take this game.
I'm riding with you. I'm actually taking the Ravens -1 at -110. Ultimately, both teams are terrible against the spread, but at least the Ravens are better on the road against the spread than the Bucks are at home. The Ravens are 2-1 against the spread on the road, whereas the Bucks are terrible at home in the splits, as they are 0-3 against the spread. The Bucks, as we saw last game, their loss against the Carolina Panthers, who had literally no one offensively, no Robbie Anderson, no Christian McCaffrey, no anybody at quarterback, and they still lost the game. They gave up over 130 yards on the ground to a backfield that was led by Deonta Foreman, which is not Christian McCaffrey. And then now you got, Gus Edwards, you got Lamar Jackson, you got Kenyon Drake. I mean, you got a decent amount of guys that can really put up some good rushing numbers. And I feel like that's really going to, take the load off of Lamar Jackson, who's been severely inefficient throwing the football. So ultimately, and then you also look at the Ravens defense. Yes, they have been terrible against the pass, but they've been getting after the quarterback. They sacked Jacoby Brissett 5 times. They're averaging over 4 sacks per game in their last 3. I think they're going to get after Brady here, and I think they're going to make some troubles. And I ultimately got the Ravens getting the dub and keep it moving.
Man, giving Tom Brady trouble like he doesn't already have enough trouble sounds like a bad day for Tom Brady. Guys, we get asked all the time, like, hey, Pete, hey, Garrett, where do you guys get all this information? You guys are like super smart. You guys are so funny and handsome and have all these statistics. Where do you get them from? And I'm always telling people, I'm like, guys, we get it from FTN Bet. All you got to do, FTN Bets, it's your home for legal sports betting tools. You get picks, odds, advanced betting models, parlay calculators if you need any of those. It's just really good betting information to help you make informed and profitable bets. The parlay calculator, there's a prop shop. They make it easy to kind of calculate whatever you're trying to, whip up in the lab, as the kids say. So all you got to do, head over to ftnbets.com/free for a free 3-day trial, and you will be as informed as us.
Absolutely, man. FTN Bets is where it's at. All stats, all props, all the best knowledge you can get is from FTN Bets. That's where we all get our information from, and that's where we relay it to you each and every week, every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And then again, they also have a QR code right there. You can scan it, free 3-day trial. All right, nothing to lose. You got nothing to lose. Garrett, we're going to move over to the Sunday slate. I wish we had like that Chris Berman, that fast 3 minutes,
Yeah, that'd be great.
And we just run through it. We'll look in to see if we can, get that without getting sued. But go ahead, Garrett. I'm going to let you go first for your first Sunday pick.
I'm taking a look at the Cowboys -9 over the Chicago Bears at -110. Cowboys have been hot as of late. I mean, I know Dak Prescott, first game back, didn't look great, but they kind of eased him into things. The defense really helped out. They're doing well. They're number 1 in sacks, 4.1 sacks per game. They're top 5 in pass defense, allowing less than 200 yards per game, which bodes well, against Justin Fields here, who yes, he looked good against the Patriots in the last game, but ultimately he's been atrocious throughout his tenure in the as a Chicago Bear and this year as well. And I feel, the Bears just gave up their best pass rusher in Robert Quinn against the Philadelphia Eagles. So there's a lot of load on the defense, really trying to get pressure against Dak Prescott, as well as trying to help that front seven stop Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I think it's going to be too much for that defense. They're not going to be able to hold up. And the Dallas is going to be fiending against that that offensive line of the Chicago Bears, and going to make it hard on Justin Fields. I know, they got great running backs in David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert, but that's not enough to really get it done. If Dallas could really stop at the line of scrimmage and make that push and stop David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert to really getting to that next level, I feel like they're going to make it really hard on Fields to really make a comeback, and Dallas should really run away with this. They're also 2-0 against the spread at home as a favorite with a margin of victory of 16.5 points. And mind you, that's only one game where they had Dak Prescott. And so I'm really I have Dallas really just giving it to Chicago Bears in this matchup.
I think that's a beautiful play. Last week, we always know, a squirrel will find a nut once in a while, and it happened to be Justin Fields and the Bears against the Patriots, which is fine. That was the first time they've ever beat them in New England. So whatever, it is what it is. It's going to be Dak Prescott's second week getting back into a rhythm. His first week back was a little bit, kind of just getting back into the groove of things, but now he's got a full week of practice, and now you're going against, a terrible Chicago Bears team where you can really start honing in on, things you've missed out on over the last couple of weeks. So I'm with you. 9 is a little bit of a high number, but like you mentioned, you said that margin of victory was 16 points over their last game? I'm sorry.
Their last 2 games as a home favorite, their average margin of victory is 16.5 points.
Jeez, wow. Okay, beautiful. So in Jerry's world, you're in Jerry's world.
Yes, you are.
I like it. I'm going to keep it rolling, and we are going with Cardinals plus 3.5 against the Vikings. So I see this is actually one of the more evenly matched up games this week, even though the records don't indicate that. Both teams are very similar in almost every statistical category. Minnesota's defense has been pretty stout this season, allowing 24% less points than league average. Vikings have looked decent since that Eagles spanked them in Philly. But look who they played. They played the Lions. They played the Saints, the Bears, and the Dolphins. So take that with a grain of salt. Cardinals are 2-1 against the spread on the road this season. Only thing that scares me coming out of Arizona, a lot of players either limited participation or did not practice. They look to be pretty banged up. That being said, I'm still going to take them at their current line plus 3.5. I think this will be a little bit closer. If you're going to give me the Cardinals, I love the rushing upside of Kyler Murray. You could, DeAndre Hopkins is back. I just think kind of one of those things, he's back for another week, kind of like we were mentioning with Dak, getting the wheels starting to spin again. He wasn't stopped, man. He was targeted, and he was just picking up yards. So that's going to be a safety blanket, his little safety valve. So over, a field goal at 3.5, I like the Cardinals here.
Yeah, as a Vikings fan, I'm hoping you're wrong.
Yeah, we can still win. We can still both win.
But I completely agree with you. I'm a Vikings fan, but I'm a Vikings realist. I know this is gonna be a tough game. We've faced barely any competition as of late. Very low level. And, I feel like the Cardinals are finally kind of getting into the groove of things. James Conner is going to be coming back. Darrell Williams is going to be coming back. So they're literally going to have a 4-headed monster in the backfield. Everybody's going to be fresh because even Ingram has been looking good. Benjamin has been looking good. So they're going to have a ton of guys to kind of just keep coming in. And we've been, we as a Vikings fan have been bad on the ground. We give up yards, and then we don't give up a ton of big plays in the back end, but they give up a ton of plays, a ton of yardage. And instead of giving up, the big touchdown, but they'll let you march down the field. They'll let you get into the red zone. And that's a big problem here against somebody like Kyler Murray and, Zach Ertz and Hopkins. They got a squad. It's going to be a tough matchup. So I definitely see where you got going on here.
And I don't know how many underdogs hit last weekend, but I mean, dogs have been hitting. It seems like the last couple of weeks have been just unreal. So when I'm seeing these points, I'm just like, dude, might as well take some of these teams that are just super close. Take the points or even the money line. I don't got the nuts to put them, that money line. But when you see all these dogs just barking, man, it just makes me. I see those points, I'm like, give them to me.
Especially when you get the hook too, 3.5. The hook is special. Right. I like that. And I love a good hook. I love a good hook, but I'm going the same route as you. Taking the points. I gladly take the points again because the Giants did it to me last week. They backdoor cover as they did, and they're gonna do it again for me. I'm taking the Giants again, a +3 at -107 against the Seahawks. Giants just do what they do. They keep games close. They're one of the top defenses in the league. They're allowing teams to they're giving up less than 20 points per game. They're top 5 in majority of statistical categories other than rushing yards per game. And I feel like they're going to be able to keep this game close like they've been doing in every single game. And Danny Dimes over there he's marvelous on the road. That dude knows how to cover spreads. He's a comeback machine on the road. The defense is keeping them in games all the way into the fourth quarter, allowing him to come back. And you look at the Seahawks, Geno Smith, he's rejuvenated his career, but I feel like he's going to be at a big disadvantage without DK Metcalf being able in the lineup. I believe he's injured. He's probably going to be out. I know he's got Marquise Goodwin, but he's not going to be able to stretch the defense like Metcalf will. Metcalf's got a lot better hands than Goodwin does, but I feel like it's going to be a grinded out affair by both teams. Both teams are not great against the run, so we know we're going to see a lot of slow paced, drag it out type of game on both sides. Where I think it's going to be close, and I think at the end of the day, Daniel Jones and Barkley and Wendell Robinson, they're going to be able to keep this game within reach to either win by a touchdown or win by 4, or just keep it close enough where they can cover the spread.
Garrett, tell me this. Brian Dable, coolest fat guy in New York since Biggie Smalls.
I think you're right, bro. I mean,
I heard that.
He's like, I'm not happy with what we're doing, but I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? I mean, he's great. He's a great coach. I think he's doing great in his first year. Look at him, 61. They're exceeding expectations. They're on the way to a possible postseason.
Yeah, it's crazy that, I mean, even I know they're in the NFC East, but still, I mean, for what they're doing is just like, how are they, 6-1? They are going against the Seahawks. So I'm just going to reiterate a little bit what you said, because I have the same pick as well, that Giants +3. So when the Giants are at least 3-point underdogs this season, they're covering at 85%, 6 out of 7. We know they're covering almost every game. Seattle's red zone is atrocious. So even if they do get in the red zone, not a high probability that they are scoring. Giants 6-1 against the spread this season. Neither team has this amazing stats, but like you mentioned, Giants defense does stand out to me, only allowing just over 18 points per game, which is solid. All I see is the Giants pounding the rock on the ground, eating up this 31st ranked defense in the Seahawks. And yeah, give me a field goal. Give me those points. So I don't see why I would go any other way than the Giants.
I like it.
That is that. I have one more pick.
Okay.
I do.
What do you got for us?
I got the Raiders at -1.5 against the Saints. Poor Raiders. They score the third most points in the league, and they have such a shit record. But this week, they will be facing a defense that ranks 31st in points allowed. I think the Raiders score at will this weekend against a 17th ranked defense. Raiders still have a top 10 defense. They should stop any offensive attack from the Saints, regardless of who's playing quarterback. It's Andy Dalton, Red Rocket. Never have I ever, never will I trust Andy, the Red Rocket Dalton. Give me the Raiders here, -1.5. I think Devontae Adams goes off. We saw what Josh Jacobs did the last game, right? I mean, I'm not gonna bet against the Raiders here, especially too when we're thinking, at the preseason, the beginning of the season, every team has a estimated games they're gonna win, right? More than 12 games, less than 7, whatever it is. So these teams have to at least get kind of close to that number, right? I mean, I don't know what the statistics say about how, all I'm saying is this was supposed to be a much better team than they were or than they are. So I think some of these games, they got to start kind of showing that, right? Statistics would say that, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Right. No, I agree with you. I mean, they have so much talent. For them to lose this game, you're like, what the fuck happened?
Right.
This is such a winnable game for them that, I feel they should be able to come over get over that hump and get this win here. I mean, come on, man. I mean, they're like you said, so much high expectations here. The offense should be humming. You could say you're third in points scored per game. I mean, this is a get right spot for them.
Yeah, get right and just cover 2 points for me, dude. Come on now.
Easy. Should be.
Garrett, you know what we also love to do? We don't like to just bet at sports books, right? We also like to put together prize pick entries. Now, this is a fun game, right? Garrett, we love prize picks. Prize picks is a fun game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is easy for us. I mean, anybody, whether you're a casual fan or you're a hardcore, it's more or less than a certain number. I mean, it's that easy. You just look at the number, you think, oh, it might go more than that. Go over there and pick it. And then you do multiples of that. You win 3 in a row, you win X amount of money, you win 4 in a row, you win X amount of money. It's that easy. It's fun. I mean, it keeps it entertaining.
And you know what else is great? All first-time users that deposit and use the promo code Playmaker are going to receive 100% back. Instant match deposit. So if you put in $100, it's going to be up to $100. So smart man would say, put in $100, deposit $100, you're going to get $100 back. PrizePicks will give you that $100. They will match your deposit up to $100. If you deposit $50, they're going to match $50. So it's the best way to have some action on the game. It is just a lot of fun. And right now we're going to get into our prize pick entries. Yes, and I believe we do have one overlapping one. So I'm going to let you kick it off with our Thursday night pick.
Yes, we're going to take Gus Edwards more than 45.5 rushing yards on PrizePicks. I mean, we know what, the Ravens are going to do. They're going to pound the rock. Bucks have been pretty damn bad against the run, over 130 yards rushing. In their last game, they gave up against a non-Christian McCaffrey Panthers team. And Gus Edwards really looked good in his first game back after, I think it was a torn ACL. I feel like he's going to get at least anywhere between 10 to 15 touches. I know they got 3 running backs, a 3-headed monster in the backfield there, but I feel like as long as he's averaging anywhere from 4 to 5 yards a carry, which is pretty egregious, he can easily do that as he did in his last game. That will sail you over the 45.5 mark.
Yeah, Ravens have a top 5 rushing attack, and I fully expect them to use it. He's, like you said, 1 for 1 on the season. He hit 66 rushing yards last week against Cleveland. This is 45.5. Like I said, I think they're going to stick with what they're good at, that rushing game, and this should just cruise. I mean, this could be a first half. This could be a first half one where it's just over.
Yeah, I agree with that. Gus Edwards, he showed he still has a lot left, and that ACL looked like it barely happened.
From an ACL to a concussion, Garrett, who do you like next?
I'm taking a shot here. Tua Tagovailoa more than 265 and a half passing yards against Detroit. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Detroit's one of the worst passing defensive teams in the NFL. I believe they're in Detroit. Don't I'm pretty sure they're Detroit, where Detroit just literally just goes out there, goes balls to the wall, doesn't play defense, and just goes for an aerial attack. I think the over under is around 51 or 52 points, so we're gonna get a lot of scoring here. And Tua almost went over this mark just in his last game against Pittsburgh, who I think has just a smidge bit better defense than Detroit does. I think he gets back on track. I think he's getting more into the groove of things. I know he's coming back from injuries, coming back from the concussion, the practicing, and getting more game speed. I think he goes out there and really shows off against Detroit.
Yeah, I don't know if it matters if you're playing indoors or not, but obviously, yeah, Detroit's going to be indoors, like you said, kind of getting back into the flow of things, shaking those cobwebs off after that concussion protocol. Still got the weapons there. Did you say how many times, or if he eclipsed this number this season? How many times?
No, I have not. Do you have this
Okay.
number?
I don't. I would look into it, but it'll probably take me a few minutes. So I'll take your word for it. Tua more than 265 and a half passing yards. I'm going to stick with a quarterback as well, quarterback passing yards, and he is the best quarterback in the NFL. Jalen Hurts for the Philadelphia Eagles. So at this number, Jalen Hurts more than 240 passing yards. He is 3 for 6 this season. So PrizePicks is right there. They know what they're doing. I think he's averaging around 250 this season. But against the Steelers defense, who ranks 30th, I think Jalen has his way with the secondary. I'm not too worried about it. They have a very strong run game. Their wide receivers are elite, 240. Like I said, he's done it 3 out of 6 games this season. I'll take my chances.
I like that, especially because you look at Tua, right? I mean, coming off that injury last week, and he barely threw. He didn't throw a ton, and he was still able to eclipse the 240 mark. So I feel like, with Jalen Hurts, he's more efficient than I think Tua is right now, and he's fully healthy with a plethora of wide receivers and weapons to throw to. I think he should be able to eclipse that mark pretty easily.
I love it. On to their next win because they are still undefeated. Another game. I don't know. I mean, I love watching the Eagles, and they're my new team since I moved here. But they're gonna drop one here. They got to drop one in the next 3 games, right? I mean,
Maybe we'll see.
It's very hard to not lose for that long. But you have a wide receiver prize pick entry for us.
I do. My last and final one, I'm going to take Chris Olave.
The Olave Garden. I love it.
The Olave Garden. More than 62 and a half receiving yards against the Las Vegas Raiders. Olave is the de facto number 1 receiver. I don't know if Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry are going to be back. But regardless of the fact, he is the most likely beneficiary on the offense. The dude gets a ton of targets. He went over the 60, I think it was 60 and a half yards last week on Thursday night. The dude is legit. He's a great rookie. He's one of the guys that could be up for Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And he's just electric. He's the guy that he's the playmaker through the air for Andy Dalton. And I think he gets it done rather easily. I mean, Las Vegas Raiders pass defense is pretty atrocious for that matter. And I feel like this is the game where we could see a pretty high total on both sides.
I like it. I'm trying to look up his receiving yards from last week, and this place that I use doesn't have it. So I'm not going to be able to pull that up. But Take your word for it. I would just want Michael Thomas back because he's on my team. And bro, dude, I mean, who was Cam Akers last season? Dude, freaking tears his Achilles heel, comes back, and he's playing later that season. Michael Thomas has like a foot, an ankle. He's been done for like 2 seasons. I'm like, bro, get your shit together. I picked you up late in the round, so yeah, all about it. Again, guys, scan that QR code to play PrizePicks. Again, they're going to match 100% deposit up to $100. Free money is always a good thing. Garrett, you got anything else for the people before we get off? We are on time again, Garrett, just so you know. Freaking chef's kiss, man. 31 minutes. Spot on.
That's how we do things around here. We give you everything you need in just 30 minutes or less. Put money in your pockets, and we cash out come this weekend.
Put a nice little bow on it. Yeah. Appreciate you guys for watching. We will be back again on Thursday. Well, no, Wednesday. Sorry, get my days messed up. Wednesday nights. This is how we do it. Podcast will be available next day, like UPS, next day shipping. And we'll catch you next week. Garrett, you're the man. I will see you next Wednesday.
See you then.
Thank you, guys.